Okay guys, so today's tutorial is going to be showing you how to get your placeable water down into any location you like. There are some vanilla settlements that can be quite tricky to get the water down into. One of them being Tenpines Bluff, which is where we're at now. You've also got Coastal Cottage, Kingsport Lighthouse. There's quite a few locations where it can be hard to do. If you have watched my QwaPA tilt exploit video, then you're already set up to do this, unless you are not familiar with how to place water yet. So essentially all we're doing is that tilt trick. If you do know how to place water already, just use that location and tilt your water into wherever you like. If you're not familiar with placing water, then I suggest you go watch the how to place water from custom vanilla assets video first as well. So the mods we're going to need for this is QwaPA, Build Anywhere, and Scrap That Commonwealth. They're all mods by Tim-Timman. The combination of the three together is by far the best combination to be doing this sort of thing. So with the Build Anywhere workbench, I'll put that down. And I'll just explain a few things to you. If you've watched my other videos, you will know already. If you haven't, then as long as you're familiar with QwaPA, you'll just need to remember these few other things that I will teach you here. With the workbenches, when you place objects from within the build mode for a particular workbench, the objects register to it. So if you were to place water in a vanilla workbench and then tilt it to another location, your place anywhere posts and your tilt tools and things like that won't work on those objects anymore. So it's important that we use the Build Anywhere workbench to do all of this, because we can take this workbench with us wherever we like. So first up, we're going to want to drop a red box, and make sure you do this process exactly how I do it. There's a very good reason why. So we'll drop the bread box. If you're familiar with QwaPA, then you'll know that you need to have your make static tool crafted from the chemistry workbench under utility first to be able to make things static. So we'll press square, we'll QwaPA select that bread box, we'll then go to miscellaneous, we'll make the object static, we'll go into build mode. Now if you are going to use the auto enter build mode option that we have there by holding the button, the way that works is it's going to select the bench that's closest to you. So again, I suggest you manually select the bench to avoid any issues like that. Otherwise, just make sure you're standing closer to your Build Anywhere workbench. So now that we've made that object static, the reason why we make it static first is now when we select the bread box in build mode, it props up and that's now perfectly level, which is how we want our water. And so after you pick that up and you place it, that will remain perfectly level. So when we spawn the water in, it won't be tilted on an angle. So after you've done that, just go back up to the bread box, press square on it again, just to make sure that it's registered for the target tilt location. After we've done that, we'll go to Sunshine Tidings. Once we're at Sunshine Tidings, first thing we need to do is grab our Build Anywhere workbench again. And we want to enter build mode. And just a reminder that to be able to get water down on the ground in the first place, you need mods like Scrap That Commonwealth to be able to scrap absolutely everything that might be on the ground, whether it be inventory objects, dirt mounds, anything at all that can be scrapped needs to be gone. Even if you have a tree that might be up here and it's on a big bit of an angle and it's going underground, chances are the roots from that tree or the base of that tree might be coming down into the area in which you want to place the water. So just keep in mind that those sorts of things will work as an obstruction as well. And like I said, anything like dirt mounds, the lot, it has to be completely cleared. Now if you've watched my video on how to place water from custom vanilla assets, you'll already know that for the standard water tiles you need to have 6 floors worth of stairs set up. So we'll make our way to our water. Alright, so we will get that down on the ground here. And if you have watched my placing water from custom vanilla assets, you'll already know that Sunshine Tidings is by far the easiest location to get water down in. So there's a spot right behind the barn just here that you can get it down simple enough. And so all we're going to do now is get our general selector post. We'll put that down in the center of the water to make sure that that's what we're going to select here. Press X on the post to make the tilt, and that's now over at Tenpines Bluff. Okay, so now we have the water down here, and so you can literally send that wherever you like. And I'll just quickly show you this thing with the workbench. I'll select the vanilla workbench. I'll grab out a place anywhere post, and you'll see here that it's not grabbing the water because the water's not registered to that workbench. So we'll call in the Build Anywhere workshop again. We'll enter it, and because the water's registered to that workbench, we can now move our water around to wherever we like. So just remember that if you are using the Build Anywhere workbench and you're finding you're having problems with your Place Anywhere post not picking up your objects, that will be because you don't have them registered to that workbench. They're probably registered to your vanilla workbench. So one other thing that I will show you is, I'll just go grab a concrete wall. An easy way to line your water up if you're using more than one water tile is to use a concrete wall. The reason being is because it's not very good visuals with the water, but be able to line it up together. You'll find that you'll try to connect two together. You'll walk this way, you might see a gap. You walk that way, you might see a gap. If you use a concrete wall, you've got a definitive line there to be able to raise and lower the level of the water to match it up nice and perfect. And it also means that you can finally overlap it a little bit there as well, because with the water, if you do big overlaps, you'll tend to find that on certain angles where the light's hitting the water, you will see that overlap quite easily. Okay, so that's all it is. It is quite simple to do once you know how to do it. If you're not sure how to place water, I will put the link to placing water from custom vanilla assets in the description for this video. I will also put the links for all of the mods needed to do this as well in the description. So that's all from me. I hope that helps make it a little bit easier for people to be able to get water around the place. And like I said, as long as you've got one location to be able to get the water down in, this will be quite a simple task. Well, that's all from me, and I will see you later.